Good evening and welcome to Sunset News this Friday evening. As always, we bring you news, community stories, economics, weather, and sports. I am Glenora Shipura. In the news tonight, the International University of Management held its 19th graduation ceremony today at the university's main campus in Windhoek. The ceremony saw over 1,000 graduates obtaining their qualifications. The International University of Management saw Mary Oneuptwo obtain a Doctor of Philosophy in Business Administration. She was the only candidate that obtained a PhD. Her study investigated the determinants of growth of small and medium enterprises and selected towns in Namibia and recommends the adoption of an amended growth model that will help small and medium enterprises to grow. The research design applied in the study was a mixed method. In addition, Ligamena Kakoma shared her excitement as she obtained her master's in HIV and AIDS management. Let's take a look.
The powers vested in me, I hereby confer upon Mary Oneuptwo the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Business Administration.
May I now invite the HOD of the graduate school, Dr. Blessing, to present the certificate to the graduate.
Hi, I'm Ligamena Kakoma. I just graduated for my master's in HIV management. I'm a scientist by profession and I'm very excited.
All right, so tell us a little bit about what this qualification means to you.
Okay, so this qualification involves getting involved in the community, helping people with HIV currently I'm based in the laboratory, but with this I'll go more into the community and just hands-on.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
In our next story, in a rather peculiar development, a family from Ohonga village in the Ohangwena region say that they suffered at the hands of a ghost for a week. According to Francina Haufiku, the ghost would throw them stones and bottles of beer. Let's take a look.
Esa tatulonde lo kaso shaninya tasidenga ke ufikuno ntenya tasikupule ifingwalishi atineke balinge umibelo tatanya no nana no makenda sho filinu mboshala sano no ya tushimon atubege tasipotike mo mepo igemela ipo pika tushishi atushimon ina nandi mitashi ashendege.
In a rather sad development, a grade 11 learner at Ashipala Secondary School in Omusadi region has been arrested after allegedly killing her newborn baby boy by inserting toilet paper in his mouth. The learner will also be charged with defeating the course of justice. The incident happened on Thursday at about 8:18 a.m. in the school's hostel room. Now, Omusati Regional Crime Investigation Coordinator, Deputy Commissioner Moses Simahao, said it is alleged that the suspect gave birth to a baby boy and she inserted toilet paper in the baby's mouth and further wrapped the baby in her t-shirt and put the body in a bucket in her hostel room's cupboard. It is alleged that other learners discovered the blood from the shower and informed the school teacher, who further alerted the police officers, which led to the discovery of the body and the arrest of the suspect, he said. Simahao said the suspect had been taken to Oshikuku Hospital for treatment under police guard. The body of the lifeless baby is being kept at Oshikuku Hospital mortuary and will be transported to Okahau Police mortuary for pending post-mortem to determine the cause of the death. The aircraft, which crashed in the Zambezi River after taking off from the Impalila Island airstrip, killing 5 people, was over the weight limit when it took off. A German family and a South African pilot died in the Impalila Island plane crash last year and were identified as Thomas Rings, his wife Evelyn Rings, and daughters Alicia Maria Rings and Paulina Lucia Rings. The pilot was identified as Nicole Mini. According to Aircraft Accident Investigation final report by the Directorate of Aircraft Accident Investigations on the 30th of August, a Cessna C-210 aircraft with a registration of V5 LMK departed from Eros Airport in Windhoek to Impalila Island at about 5:55 a.m. with only the pilot on board. The aircraft had a flight endurance of 7 hours and 30 minutes of fuel on board. The intention of the flight was to pick up 4 passengers from Impalila Island back to Eros via Rundu. Rundu was a technical stop for fuel, the report pointed out. The aircraft landed at the Impalila Island airstrip at about 9:43 a.m. that morning, and the passengers were already waiting. The landing was not stable because it ballooned before it came to a stop and switched off at the end of the runway. Now, while the passengers were boarding, the pilot realized that their luggage was too heavy and offloaded 2 bags. She communicated with the runway operator to make arrangements for the bags to be picked up and explained that the bags were too heavy as the tail of the aircraft was almost touching the ground. Now, according to the report, the aircraft departed from the runway after the passengers boarded but crashed into the Zambezi River, and all occupants were fatally injured. Now, getting into our next story. A WhatsApp group titled Namibia National Anti-Gay Marriage Demonstration, created on Ascension morning, had already over 1,000 members, including several SWAPO heavyweights such as Labour Minister Utoni Nuyoma, former Police Chief Sebastian Ditunga, Albert Kawana, Home Affairs, Immigration, Safety and Security, as well as the Presidential Press Secretary Alfredo Hengari by the Thursday evening. Now, the creation of the group was sparked by the Supreme Court ruling on Tuesday that Namibia must recognize and duly register same-sex marriages officiated outside Namibia. Now, suggestions raised on the group vary from protests to be organized by the church, handing over petitions to the Home Affairs Ministry and Parliament, as well as countrywide protest marches. A petition by the Coalition of Churches and Organization points out that the case Daniel Digashu and Celia Lillis against the Ministry of Home Affairs is not a quest for equality, but a quest to be treated above the Namibian Constitution and law. In our community talk, Angelina Dabwayata is living with the 5 children in a structure she put together with plastics and blankets. We get into this story after the break.
Connection. It's in the human touch, the feeling of belonging. It inspires us and empowers us, creates clarity from complexity. It starts new conversations, unlocks the power of advice, and makes an impact on your life. At Alex Forbes, we pioneer insight to provide you with advice that connects your decisions of today to your impact tomorrow.
Angelina Dabwayita is living with her 5 children in a structure she put together with plastics and blankets at the Opindi informal settlement at Oshakati. With winter looming, Dabwayita says she and her children have nowhere to go and pleads for assistance from Good Samaritans to help her construct a shack and also aid with food.
Jina lange ame Angelina Launa andi joku kolukanda la Upindi loko maenene loko maendoku ya ndilimo kwa ndaka efimbo ndilimo momalukanda ika ndile ndingando shimaliwa utashikaika kandi nashimali walisho kulendinga ndiane oku kolukanda lupindi ndakonga no kandele kange beno kundo kuyane papange edwa pandikala ndino munda kutola ne faila danginga ko ba India kwandi ditike andi jine moshipambe ngashe faila ndinanga ne pedupa payalwa mapakete ya akunyanga kwandi nyanganga okulia ko atunyanga shokadila ngenge nganda ndo ko matalame ilando shikutushe dola na mama ishirandi fando $10 ilo imena kona na $1 na tu ya indi ndrenga moshiwa na mwao takwa ferange una la kumonange kandi nangodi takwa ferenga ile hapo nganga ngata kongongelo ko maendo ku ko mahenene ku pindi ilo aye ko beno kundanga kutate nema ni mupindi.
In economic news, the Development Bank of Namibia will initiate a venture capital fund. We get into this story on the other side of the break.
Every day, you make choices that make you legendary. Journey together with us on the path to securing your legacy as a member of the League of Legends. With the Select Platinum Bundle Fee Premium Bank offering, you will access tools that will enable you to thrive. If you earn 850,000 Namibian dollars per annum or more, you can apply for this offering today via bankvinted.com.na for only 447 Namibian dollars per month. Bank Vinted, a member of Capricorn Group.
Let's get into the economic news. The Development Bank of Namibia is in the process of developing and establishing a venture capital fund as a third leg of the national SME financing strategy. The initiative acknowledges the importance of SMEs in the Namibian economy and seeks to, amongst others, improve access to funding and capital for SMEs. The fund will accordingly be established to invest in identified SMEs with a strong growth potential but unable to borrow and/or acquire additional capital. The fund will act as an equity investor in established SMEs by providing funding in exchange for equity. The SMEs in which the fund invests will then use the equity funding for growth needs and operating capital. The fund would receive returns through the growth of the value of its investments in SMEs. The fund will be established in the form of a trust under the Trust Monies Protection Act 34 of 1934 and is set to be registered as an independent special purpose vehicle in terms of the regulations to the Pension Fund Act 24 of 1956. The fund will be governed by a board of trustees, a majority of whom will be independent. The fund is expected to begin recruiting trustees in the near future through an independent recruitment consultancy. The fund will adhere to relevant registration processes and requirements, in particular the applicable regulations of the Master of the High Court and the Namibia Financial Institutions Supervisory Authority. Speaking about the fund, DBN Head of Marketing and Corporate Communication, Jerome Mutumba, expressed the hope that the fund would lead to a catalytic transformation of Namibia's SME sector. Let's take a look at our economic indicators. The Namibian dollar trades at 19.48 to the US dollar and 21.03 rather to the euro. It trades at 24.22 to the pound and $2.77 by C1 Chinese yuan. Zinc is down by 1.56%, while Brent crude oil is up 0.50%, trading at $76.24 per barrel. In the international slot, a Mexican volcano near the capital spews more ash, forcing school closures. We get into this story after the break.
Thank you so much to FMB for this opportunity. Thank you so much to FNB. What an experience. I never got to do shopping in 5 minutes, but look at all this.
Connection. It's in the human touch, the feeling of belonging. It inspires us and empowers us, creates clarity from complexity. It starts new conversations, unlocks the power of advice, and makes an impact on your life. At Alex Forbes, we pioneer insight to provide you with advice that connects your decisions of today to your impact tomorrow.
Getting into our international news, Mexican authorities canceled in-person classes for more than 100,000 students on Thursday in multiple towns clustered around one of the country's most active volcanoes as its fiery activity intensified in recent days, raising health concerns. A series of relatively small but powerful eruptions from the snow-capped Popocatépetl volcano prompted Puebla state officials to suspend both public and private school classes at all levels across 22 towns due to the falling ash, according to officials. Now, classes in the affected towns will temporarily be conducted online. Falling ash plus gases spewed by the eruptions can be harmful when inhaled and, in a worst-case scenario, could trigger the need for massive evacuations. Popocatépetl, meaning smoking hill in the native Aztec language Nahuatl, is one of the world's most closely monitored volcanoes. It rises only about 72 kilometers southwest of Mexico City, home to about 9 million people, or around 22 million, including the metropolitan area. Images shared on social media in the picturesque colonial-era main plaza of the Puebla state capital showed many people wearing masks to protect themselves from ash in the air. Even though schools in the state capital remained open, officials recommended that locals avoid outdoor activities. Mexico's Disaster Prevention Center, SENAPRED, maintained its alert level for the volcano at yellow on Thursday, which indicates moderate risk. SENAPRED reported that over the past 24 hours, it has registered 154 exhalations of mostly ash and gas from Popocatépetl, one minor explosion, and one volcano tectonic earthquake. Popocatépetl is Mexico's second tallest volcano at 5,550 meters above sea level, and on clear days is a fixture of the Mexican capital's distant southern skyline. After the break, we get into the weather predictions for the weekend.
Every day, you make choices that make you legendary. Journey together with us on the path to securing your legacy as a member of the League of Legends. With the Select Platinum Bundle Fee Premium Bank offering, you will access tools that will enable you to thrive. If you earn 850,000 Namibian dollars per annum or more, you can apply for this offering today via bankvintage.com.na for only 447 Namibian dollars per month. Bank Vintage, a member of Capricorn Group.
Connection. It's in the human touch, the feeling of belonging. It inspires us and empowers us, creates clarity from complexity. It starts new conversations, unlocks the power of advice, and makes an impact on your life. At Alex Forbes, we pioneer insight to provide you with advice that connects your decisions of today to your impact tomorrow.
Let's take a look at the weather predictions over the weekend. For tomorrow, a partly sunny weather is expected in Anana at 33 degrees and partly sunny weather in Ruacana at 32 degrees. Partly sunny weather is expected along the coast with a high of 18 degrees in Walvis Bay and also 18 degrees in Henties Bay. On Sunday, sunny weather is expected in Anana at 33 degrees and a sunny weather in Ruacana at 32 degrees. Partly sunny weather is expected along the coast with a high of 19 degrees in Walvis Bay and 18 degrees in Henties Bay. After the break, we get into your sports news. Do stay tuned.
Thank you so much to FNB for this opportunity. Thank you so much to FNB. What an experience. I never got to do shopping in 5 minutes, but look at all this.
Every day, you make choices that make you legendary. Journey together with us on the path to securing your legacy as a member of the League of Legends. With the Select Platinum Bundle Fee Premium Bank offering, you will access tools that will enable you to thrive. If you earn 850,000 Namibian dollars per annum or more, you can apply for this offering today via bankvinted.com.na for only 447 Namibian dollars per month. Bank Vinted, a member of Capricorn Group.
We will now head over to the sports desk, proudly brought to you by Sports Rep.
Welcome to the Sunset News Sports section courtesy of Sport Rap. We start off in the world of boxing. Namibian boxer Jeremiah Nakatila is gloved up to confront unbeaten America prospect Raymond Muratana in a lightweight 10-round undercard on Saturday in Las Vegas. The Namibian has 23 fights, 19 by knockout and 2 losses under his belt, whereas Muratala has 17 undefeated fights. The Namibian Football Association's technical expert Jacqueline Shipanga left for Brazil to take part in FIFA's new prestigious Technical Leadership Diploma this week. Shipanga joined 25 technical leaders from member associations and confederations from around the globe at the Brazilian Football Federation Training Complex for Block 1 of the 18-month-long course. And Namibian athletics coaches feel hard done following their exclusion by Athletics Namibia from an athletics training camp to be contacted exclusively by South African coaches. In collaboration with World Athletics through its Grant for Growth project, Athletics Namibia will present its Developing Namibian Diamonds training camp from 22 to 26 May. And last week's Hollard Gravel and Dirt Mountain Bike Marathon was super fantastic. Thank you for watching the Sports Stories.
You're still watching Sunset News, and if you've just joined us, don't worry, the highlights follow after the break.
To another exciting episode of Oneuptwo. Jou is die weer en vertel ook vir julle waar die vis julle monster gaan byt.
Let's take a look at the highlights from today's broadcast. The aircraft, which crashed in the Zambezi River after taking off from the Impalila Island airstrip, killing 5 people, was over the weight limit when it took off. A WhatsApp group titled Namibia National Anti-Gay Marriage Demonstration, created on Ascension morning, had already over 1,000 members, including several SWAPO heavyweights such as Labour Minister Utoni Nuyoma, former Police Chief Sebastian Daitunga, Albert Kawana from Home Affairs, Immigration, Safety and Security, as well as the Presidential Press Secretary Alfredo Hengari by Thursday evening. Namibian athletics coaches feel hard done by following their exclusion by Athletics Namibia from an athletics training camp to be conducted exclusively by South African coaches. And with that, we've come to the end of the broadcast. Make sure you join Sunset News on Facebook, on all the NMH platforms on weekdays, as well as on our website, oneuptwo.com. Sunset News screens on DSTV channel 285 and GoTV channel 25 every weekday from 7:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. I am Glen Rashipura, and this has been Sunset News. Don't end today without us.